Are you tired of the same old daily grind, the same old routine, and just the feeling of being stuck in one place? Just imagine selling everything and leaving your old life behind and hitting the open road in a 40-foot fifth wheel, living the RV lifestyle instead. That's exactly what we did. We traded the stress of traditional lifestyle for the freedom of RV living. In this video, I'm going to share our journey, the pros, the cons of RV living, and our plans for the future. So I guess get ready to be inspired for a whole new way of living. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Rob with One Strange Journey. Today I'm going to talk to you about what full-time living is like with kids, with pets, how we got here, how we sold our house, what we do for money, and you know, we didn't leave anyone behind. We're a full house here. I got, just to kind of go over things with you, we've got 3 kids, a 14-year-old daughter, a 19-year-old son, and a 20-year-old son. I know they're all coming, but they did. And then we got 3 dogs, we got a cat, and we got 2 guinea pigs. So, yeah, I know, probably wasn't the wisest idea, but it is what it is, and we're making it work, and everything's just fine. Let's talk about how we sold our home and bought this fifth wheel. So we're from a little town in California called Colfax. It's up in the foothills just north of Sacramento. It's a beautiful little town. It was rough making a decision to up and leave that. But we were in search of freedom. We were in search of financial freedom. We sold our home right before the market started crashing, right about at the peak. And we bought this 40-foot redwood sequoia fifth wheel, and it's been a great home. And in return, now have 0 debt. We paid everything off, paid all those bloodsuckers off, and we're back at scratch. I mean, it's so hard to explain the relief you feel when you wipe out all your debt. After that, we were ready to hit the road, start this grand adventure, start this one strange money on the road. Well, Jen's a CNA, she's a nurse, she's a nurse's aide, and I'm currently a trophy husband. I am currently an electrician, a plumber, a handyman. I'm a financial advisor. I do everything else. I got a couple side things. Yeah. Tell you what, still thawing out here. Anyways, like right now, I'm gonna go dump the toilets. I used to be a realtor, but this is what it's come to. But I enjoy it, I love it. But that pretty much sums up. Jen gets these 13-week contracts, and the current one she's on, she's renewed 3 times, so just shows you how much she's loved it there. Anyways, that's what we do for money. So were we nervous about selling the house and everything we own, moving across the country to a whole different state, Jen starting a new job, not knowing what we were in for? Yeah, we were terrified. Ask my sister how many times I called her and had anxiety attacks. But there was just so many questions, so many unknowns. What size RV would we need? What size truck? Do we want a motorhome? Do we want a fifth wheel? If we get a fifth wheel, what size truck will we need? Will it be enough room? Because we didn't know if the boys were coming with us. We had so many questions. We had the dogs, the cats. How was that going to work out? We did a lot of internet research, probably a lot like what you're doing right now. And we decided to take the plunge. I'll tell you, 8 months into this, we have 0 regrets. How has traveling impacted the kids? It's impacted them in a lot of positive ways. My daughter, Maddie, right there, used to stay in her room all day, sitting there, eat Takis, sit on her phone, and now that we've been traveling, she hasn't been able to do that. She's gotten into sports. She's been into wrestling, as you've seen in my previous videos, I'm sure. She's gotten into volleyball. She's made a new set of friends. So a lot of positives have happened for her. And Brennan, he is 18. He went from not doing much in California, didn't have much going on, to now he works for the Montana State University doing seed trials, which is kind of funny. He started out as a day laborer, now he is lab technician #1, I think. So we're real proud of that. And then Ian ended up coming out here from California too. His girlfriend kicked him out of the house. It's a whole drama. We don't even need to talk about it right now. But we ain't even gonna talk about it. But he came out here and now he's working at the Ford dealer. He orders the parts or schedules the mechanic work or something like that. So he's doing real good too. It positively impacted him real well. I think they're gonna end up staying here in Conrad, which we didn't expect. So that'll be interesting. They're gonna start a new life out here, and this is a lot better place to do that than California, where there's just trouble waiting on every corner. full of hippies and stoners, which if you're a hippie or a stoner, nothing against you, but these two go overboard, that sort of things. None of that nonsense out here. So I think it'll be a real good thing for them to stay out here and try to make a go at it. And you never know, in a few months they might be wherever we're at following us again. So the door will be open. About Jen. Before we hit the road, she was working as a CNA from our home up in Colfax. She worked next town over called Grass Valley. You know, the drive there wasn't terribly long, but during snow season, during deer season, it was very dangerous. There was accidents all the time. She had been in a couple of them. The hours were longer for that place. They were always short-staffed, needing her to stay extra. When she got home, she was miserable. She liked her coworkers, she liked the patients, but management was terrible there, and she was very underpaid. It wasn't that great of a situation. Now, as a travel CNA, the pay is much better, about triple the amount. She works about a mile from here, is able to come home for lunch every day, and she's not exhausted when she comes home. It's been a very positive change for her. She loves her clients, the patients there. She was worried what it might be like when she got here, if they would treat her bad, but they treated her great. She's loved it so much, she's re-upped to her 13-week contract 3 times now. We're gonna be leaving on this next one, I think. I want to talk about some of the pros of RV living. The biggest one, the most obvious one, is the time we get to spend with our family, time we get to spend with the kids, making memories, going to places they would never have been able to go to otherwise. Like today, for instance, Maddie's on a school field trip down to the state capital of Montana, Helena. From California, she'd only read about it in textbook, but today she's gonna walk through it and see it in person forever, for the rest of her life. Remember that. God knows how many other capitals she's gonna get the chance to go to. We've got to experience negative 30-degree winters, which that was a handful. It was scary. We made it through, and it was a heck of an experience. We even had some fun. Me and Maddie went out in the snow and threw some water up in there. I'll show you a little video clip here. We threw some water up in the air and it just vaporized instantly. So that was a lot of fun. That was a good day. And it was like negative 35 out that day. Anyways, so yeah, the memories you're gonna make when you travel with the family, those kids will never forget. When I was little, my parents traveled on the railroad. I remember those memories quite well. I was a lot older of a trailer we were in, but I definitely, throughout my whole childhood, never forgot about it. Still haven't forgot about it. Another obvious pro, the flexibility is amazing. You know, when we're traveling, our home comes with us, but the scenery is always changing. You go back to your bed at the end of the night and wake up to your coffee pot, your coffee mugs in the cabinet, your fridge full of food, and then you open those doors up and boom, it's a whole different world out. Sometimes it changes day to day. It's so exciting. It's something that you have to try to understand. And another big change I've noticed, a big pro that I didn't expect, was how much more time we spend outdoors. Now right now it's winter time up here, so we don't spend a crap load of time outdoors, but during the fall we were outside nonstop barbecuing, and it's really been great to disconnect from technology and spend more time with our family and get to know everybody a little bit better. Isn't that one of the biggest things we want to do these days? Get those kids off those darn electronics. And another pro that we have really learned to love is how much cheaper it is. Just to give you an idea, we spend $600 a month at this park, and that includes all of our utilities. We don't have to pay for gas, electric, none of that. Well, I mean, we do pay for our own propane when we need it, but everything's included. They even have free internet, although I do have Starlink. We have saved a lot of money through RVing. Sometimes your money gets displaced a little bit. You know, your truck's gonna need stuff. You know, you're gonna need tires more often, oil changes, stuff like that. But it's nowhere near, man, in California, it was $600 a month for electricity alone. And that's what we pay for everything out here. So we're making out just fine. For the first time in our life, we have a nice big fat account full of stocks. Retirement is actually in the air in the future. We can see the goalposts for once. So it's making a lot of things possible. So there is definitely a lot of pros to full-time RVing if your head's in the right space. You know, there's sacrifices you're gonna make, but there is a lot of pros that you can find out there if you look for them. And another benefit that I didn't expect is pretty much the main housekeeper of this beast. And it only takes about 20 minutes to give it a good one over. I don't clean as deep as Jen does on her days off, but I can do a pretty darn good job in 20 minutes just picking the whole house up, the kitchen, everything, knock out the dishes. In a house, 20 minutes wouldn't even do the kitchen. So it's nice how quick it is to be able to clean the house, sweep the floors, vacuum, and you're done. RVing has many benefits. There are some cons, and one of those cons is RV repairs and maintenance. Now, they break just like a normal house, but I've found most of the repairs, being a DIYer myself, that I've been able to take care of it on my own. The problem lies in some of these small towns. It can be hard to find an RV technician. Even in the bigger towns, something like Camping World, 6 months to a year out on repairs. And what are you gonna do? Park your house there, park your RV there while they're trying to do those repairs? And you know, you got to go get a rental. So it does help if you're a DIYer. You will be able to take care of most of this. Another con of RV living is you're in a smaller space. If you had issues before you'd get in an RV, they're going to be amplified once you get in an RV, especially a family. Trust me, kids bouncing off the walls, even 20-year-olds bouncing off the walls. What's important is that everybody has their own little space to go back to and have some quiet time when they need it, and that people respect those boundaries. And trust me, in this house, we're still working on it. Another challenge is that RVs typically have smaller appliances. They have smaller stoves. They have smaller fridges. So that's something to consider. Being that we had a family of 5, I was able to get us an RV that had a full-size residential fridge, which makes a huge difference, because if we had one of those smaller fridges you find in some of them, we would have been down at the store every night buying groceries. And that would just mean all the slippage, all the extra stuff you buy, there goes your budget, because every night you're grabbing this, that, all this extra stuff. If you can go once a week, just like when you live in a house, it makes a huge difference. And another con, well, cleaning an RV doesn't take very long, neither does destroying it with clutter. Especially if you have 1, 2, 3 kids, plus you, everybody leaves 1 or 2 things out, all of a sudden the whole place is destroyed. But again, it only takes a few minutes to clean up. You just gotta keep on top of that. Teach your kids early on to take care of their crap. Put it away. That's another thing that we're still about our future plans. As for our immediate future, we plan to continue traveling and exploring places. However, we do have some plans to invest in some real estate. While we have been enjoying the freedom of RV living, we do want to establish a more permanent home base and purchase a few pieces of vacant land. I was thinking maybe some land that we could develop into some RV sites that could be rented out to some other people that are looking to get away from the hustle and bustle of city life. Ideally, I think we'd like to find a piece of vacant land in the north and maybe one in the south for seasonal opportunities. Additionally, given my real estate background, we still want to also invest in some rental opportunities. Some homes that we could rent out for some passive income. However, I do believe that the real estate market hasn't hit bottom yet. So we're not looking quite yet, but I always have my eyes open on any little gem that may pop up. And given that we travel, I get to see different places, these different towns. I get to kind of get an idea how the market is here. And I'm not like your typical out-of-state investor that's not going to have a clue. I'm right here in the mix. So that's a plan for a little bit in the future, but we are keeping all. Despite the challenges that we've faced, we have no regrets about the RV life. It's been very positive for all of us looking back, and we're excited to see where the road takes us next. We don't know where we're headed, but that's both the scary part and the exciting part about RV life is there's no one way to do it. Today I showed you how we do it. So I appreciate you watching, and if you'd like to leave a like, we would greatly appreciate that. Maybe even subscribe if you want to go crazy. We hope you enjoyed hearing about our journey with the kids, with the dogs. I don't know if I talked about dogs. Maybe next time. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I will answer all of them. Have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one.
We're going to the grandma's.
When?
Really.
What?
I can see, you know, I have eyes.
It's not very.
I'm guessing around like, I think after Lenny's downstairs.
Jeez, they almost hit our car.
You'll be okay.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get out of